Okay, here is your QF monitoring dashboard. So this is a good overview of your QFM system. All of these colorful widgets in the upper left-hand corner is a good overview. So you can simply look at what units are in the ready state, what units are in the running state, and then what units are completed. So first thing I like to walk through is kind of how do you view the ones that are ready. In the upper right-hand corner of each widget, you can simply click, and then you can see by location which units are ready. Now, you might be wondering, how do you get back? You can simply click the back button, or if you have a mouse, you can click the back button on that. And you can do the same thing for ready, running, and complete. The energy widget is pretty cool as well. So you can see the system's using 32 kilowatt hours currently. And then you can look at, if you had a customer wondering how much was the system running on a particular day, you can go to December 5th, scrolling over there, and you can zoom in on that period of time. Now, this history window is going to pop up right here for that time window I just selected. You can simply double click and it resets you back to whatever you had programmed over here. So I'm going to go back and talking about that history window a little bit. Right now, the system is set to look back over the last 7 days. If you want to change that, you can either do the last 7 days with a drop down, and you can scroll and kind of select what you want there, or you can do a range. And again, these are all kind of what works best for you. So I just like leaving it the last 7 days. I found that works best for me. And again, same thing with the air temps. You can look through that. Again, if a customer said, hey, we had some out of temp product, sounds like your freezer wasn't done to temp, you can come into here, say, hey, actually from December 6th to the 7th, our average room temp was -5 degrees. And then this is all exportable as well. So you can come up here, export widget data, and download it as an Excel file, and you can share that data with whoever you'd like. Talking a little about comm errors. So it is really important to have all the QFMs online. If you see comm errors in here, good thing to do is to click into that widget, find the location that has a comm error, and then get with either management or IT. If you can't solve it on site, then you can ask QuickFreeze for help. There's an email support button. It's support@quickfreeze.com, and we'll be there to help troubleshoot those issues. Another really cool thing, all of our devices are IoT and they are connected to your customer's Wi-Fi. So go into this in the email support widget, upper right-hand corner, click on those 3 dots, and this is where you set the Wi-Fi credentials. So part of getting the units online is we'll have you broadcast the default SSID and password that the QFM units will connect to. It's called QFconfig, and then from here you'll type in your own network's SSID and password, and the units will connect, and then you can turn off the QFconfig SSID and password. The alarm section, again, another important one we talked a little bit about earlier. If you see a red light, make sure you get your maintenance team involved. Also, if they don't know what the alarm is, you can come in here. It could be a motor block, or there's a damaged temperature probe on the control box. In here, it's going to give you the state and what the error is, if it's a motor error or a sensor error. So that helps with troubleshooting. So again, these widgets are good for the system overview. And then you might be wondering, all of these over here are blank. Well, that's because they're individual units. So if we look at this specific location, I can click on that row, and then now it's going to populate with all of the air temps that it's been collecting. So each QFM will collect data every 5 minutes and send it to the server, and you can look and see how long has this unit been running. I want to change this specific unit to run for, rather than right now it's set for 48 hours, I want it to run for 30. You can go in, change the cycle time, hit save, and then now this unit at 3024 is going to run for 30 hours. If you wanted all of your units to run for 30 hours, you can come over here where it says update all devices and change that to 30. So you have to make sure you hit update, and it's going to take up to 15 minutes for all of the units to download that update. But for training purposes, I'm just going to go ahead and set those both back to 72. Now, again, if you wanted to zoom in on a specific time period of this individual unit, you can click and drag, and that's going to zoom in. Again, the alarms over here in the corner will kind of let you know what units are alarmed, but then each device too will tell you what state it's in. So this one has 8.5 hours left on its cycle, whereas this one is ready for a pallet. So we reviewed kind of all the different widgets up here. In the alarm section, one thing I always like to remind people to do is there's various alerts that we can send. So if a unit was to go into some sort of failure and it's alarming, we can have recipients receive an alert. So if you have an email address, go ahead, type that in. And I can type here and then hit update. And now if there's a unit that goes into an alarm state, I'm going to get an email with what the state of the alarm is and what location. So make sure you want to add an alarm recipient. And then if you have the QuickFreeze mobile app, you'll get notifications directly to your phone as well. So make sure you set the alarm recipient there. And if you have any questions, make sure you click the email support button. We'll get back to you shortly.